You've seen it. It's late. The room is dark and quiet, and your cat is sitting perfectly still, staring directly at a blank wall, like something is standing there, not moving, not blinking, just watching. Most people laugh it off, blame it on ghosts, post it online and move on. But here's what nobody talks about. That behavior isn't random, it isn't cute quirk, and it is absolutely not nothing. Your cat is responding to something real, and once you understand what's actually happening, you'll never look at that empty wall the same way again. Let's start with the one thing that explains almost all of it. 1. Your cat can see things you literally cannot. This isn't mystical, it's biology, and it's more fascinating than most people realize. A cat's eye is built for one purpose: detecting movement in low light at high speeds. The part of the eye responsible for this, the tapetum lucidum, acts like a mirror behind the retina. It bounces light back through the eye, giving your cat nearly double the light processing ability you have. But here's what that actually means in a real room at night. That shadow flickering at the edge of your wall? You don't see it. Your cat sees it in sharp detail. That tiny moth bouncing off the ceiling 2 rooms away? You hear nothing. Your cat's ear just rotated 6 degrees to track it. A spider moving behind the drywall? You have no idea it exists. Your cat has already calculated its speed and direction. What looks like a blank wall to you is a live screen, full of motion and information that your senses aren't built to receive. So before we get into the deeper reasons, know this. In almost every case, something is physically there. You're just missing it. 2. They're not just seeing, they're hunting. Understanding this changes everything. Your cat isn't passively staring. They're locked in. Every muscle fiber is coiled. Every sense is feeding data into a system designed to stalk and strike with perfect timing. Watch closely next time. Notice the tail. If it's flicking slowly at the tip, your cat is in active hunting mode. Their brain is tracking, calculating the exact moment to pounce. Notice the ears. If they're rotating, your cat is building a 3-dimensional sound map. This is what 12,000 years of domestication hasn't erased. Your pampered cat is running ancient predator software every night. And the wall isn't where they're staring. The wall is where the prey is. 3. Sound is the real reason this happens at night. Here's something most cat owners never consider. Walls are not silent. Inside your walls right now, there are pipes settling. Electrical currents humming at frequencies below human hearing. Insects, mice, or other small animals moving through insulation. Temperature changes causing materials to expand and contract with tiny pops and creaks. Your cat hears all of it. In fact, cats can hear frequencies up to 79,000 hertz. Humans cap out around 20,000. That gap is enormous. It means your cat is living in a completely different acoustic world than you are, especially at night when your home gets quiet. So when your cat sits motionless at a wall at 2 a.m., they may not be seeing anything at all. They may be listening, and their stillness isn't confusion. That's focus, that's the quiet before the strike. 4. Their whiskers are reading the room. Most people think whiskers are just for measuring spaces, but that's barely scratching the surface of what those whiskers actually do. Whiskers are packed with nerve endings that detect the tiniest shifts in air pressure and vibration. When something moves nearby, even something too small to see clearly, the air around it changes. And your cat's whiskers register that change. This is called proprioception. In low light, it turns your cat into a living motion detector. They can sense where an object is without touching it. So that unblinking stare at the wall? Part of that stillness is your cat going silent so their whiskers can do the real work. Moving would create their own air disturbance, so they freeze. They let the environment speak. And then they decide whether it's worth reacting. 5. Sometimes it's something you should actually pay attention to. Not every wall stare is about hunting. And knowing the difference matters. A cat in hunting mode looks alert, tense but controlled. Tail moving, ears tracking. Body positioned low and ready. A cat showing neurological distress looks different. The stare is vacant rather than focused. The body is stiff without that coiled energy. Older cats especially. If your cat is suddenly doing this more than usual or seems confused, That's something to bring to a vet. A hunting cat knows you're in the room. They stay connected to their surroundings. A cat experiencing something neurological often seems absent. Trust that difference. Your instincts as an owner are usually right. 6. Night is when your cat becomes their truest self. There's something most people miss in all of this. The nighttime wall stare isn't just about what's on the wall. It's about who your cat is when the world goes quiet. During the day, your cat is adapting to your world, your schedule, your sounds, your energy. They're syncing themselves to a rhythm that isn't natural to them, because they love you enough to make that adjustment. But at night, when the house settles and the lights go low, something shifts. The ancient version of your cat comes forward. The one that lived by instinct long before any human offered them a warm bed and a food bowl. That version is still in there, completely intact, and the wall stare is one of the clearest windows into it you will ever get. So the next time you wake up at 2 a.m. and find your cat locked onto a dark corner of the room, don't be unsettled. Be a little in awe. You are watching millions of years of evolution doing exactly what it was built to do, right there in your bedroom, right next to your laundry pile. What your cat stare is really telling you. Here's the part nobody talks about. When your cat does this, and then looks back at you, even briefly, in the middle of all that locked focus, that moment means something. In cat language, breaking a hunt stare to check on you is not a distraction. It's a check-in. It's your cat briefly confirming that you're still there, still safe, still accounted for. Even while they're operating in full predator mode, you are on their radar. You are part of what they're protecting. That split-second glance says more than most owners ever realize. It says, I see you, I've got this, you're safe. Your cat isn't haunted. They're not broken. They're not seeing ghosts. They're doing the most natural thing in the world. They're watching over their territory. And in your cat's mind, that territory includes you. So tonight, if it happens again, don't reach for your phone. Just sit with them for a minute. Watch what they're watching. Let them feel you there. Because that quiet moment in the dark isn't strange. It might be the most honest conversation your cat ever has.